Welcome to What's on Your Napkin. Jared Yellen here, founder of Project 10K, and I have two wonderful gentlemen with me who are guest judges on the show. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. They're doing profound things in this world, and I want to have you learn more. So please, my friend, start. Introduce yourself, share what you're up to.
My name's Tony Higgins. I've been in the automotive industry for 25 years. Every role from salesperson to dealer principal. Currently a co-owner in Benchmark Dealer Services. We're an F&I products provider that specializes in reinsurance and building wealth for dealers outside of their dealership. And we've got some exciting things on the horizon. Can't talk about them today, but
yeah, that's awesome. So what are you most excited about, Tony, with regards to being on this show? You know, these are entrepreneurs from around the world. Napkin ideas, as early stage. So you're a tried and true entrepreneur. Your ideas started on a napkin too. You just executed with reckless abandon, and now they're companies that are cash flowing, making massive impact. What are you most excited about?
I love seeing people's passion, and I'm excited to see that, and I hope we get some good ideas today.
Yeah, I hope so too. Listen, I hope so. You guys traveled here, so I hope so too. Now, please introduce yourself.
Steve Gall. I'm president of the RAM Group, which is an automotive marketing consultancy company. Also co-founder of a company named TapText, which is a one-to-one texting product with about 19 patents at this point in time.
Awesome.
I'm all about making really the journey for a consumer the best it can be, and I love being able to solve with tech what kept me up at night or keeps me up at night, and that's what gets me the most excited.
That's awesome. So Steve, TapText was an idea on a paper at one point, right? Just a concept.
Right.
How did you go from that to what it is today?
Yeah, it's a great journey for me, because over the years I brought other products and tech ideas to people that I thought were my friends, and they went and took them, or they went and made them what they want them to be, as opposed to what I thought was the best. So when I first came up with it, was meeting with my team in a meeting, them showing me phenomenal art and graphic design. We're doing all the social media stuff. We're doing this for all these big companies, and I'm like, great. How does the customer engage?
Yeah.
And that was what got my mind really thinking. I came up with the concept. I met with a guy I'd never met in my life, who I knew had a lot of tech experience, and we were on his boat and having lunch, and I said, hey, can I bounce something off you? And he said, you want to sign NDAs first? And I said, and I was kind of like, I do, you know what I mean? And I actually whipped out an NDA out of my pocket, and I had him sign it, and I said, let's talk. And he drank the Kool-Aid. I knew I had something when the next morning he called me up and said, I couldn't sleep at all last night.
That's awesome. That's exciting. So you're non-technical though, right?
No, not at all.
So
I'm a used car salesman by trade.
But I wanted to highlight that because for you watching right now, maybe you have an idea like TapText, but you're not executing on it because you're saying to yourself, I'm non-technical. How could I do this? Well, I'm non-technical, and I've been able to do it. You've been able to do it. You're non-technical, right? Like you've been able to do it. And every other entrepreneur that comes through this process who's non-technical, this is their home. We also have technical entrepreneurs as well, but for those that are non-technical, that don't know where to go, what's their next step, this is your home. But as you're watching us tonight, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to be loud in the comments. When you hear an entrepreneur pitch an idea that you stand for, please let us know in the comments below. And if you also hear an idea that you stand against, politely share in the comments below, because you will influence our decision with regards to next steps. Because what we stand to do at Project 10K is build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies over the next 10 years. And we can't do it alone. We need your support, and we need you to get off the bench, because I can guarantee right now you have an idea. I know that you do. Everybody has an idea written on a piece of paper. So throughout this experience, when you gain the courage, I ask you to go to project10k.com and submit that idea. Go through the process so that you can get on the show with us as well. So with that, who is our first entrepreneur sharing their napkin idea?
Blueprinted is the place where you can go in and put those steps in there and then be able to impact the world and monetize on that by having a marketplace in the community that we're developing for you in Blueprinted.
So we've created the app for any expert to be able to come in and put their steps, their exact steps to success in our app and put it on a marketplace where people can go and buy the steps to any success.
All right, who is our first entrepreneur joining us on What's on Your Napkin? What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Rachel White, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Awesome. Rachel, thanks so much for calling from California. we are very excited to hear your idea. So you have 5 minutes. Please take it away.
Thank you so much for having me. Let me just share my screen real quick. So my name's Rachel White, and I'm the CEO and founder of Unlocked Box, which is a mobile app for real estate agents. Our moonshot is to become a verb. You know, a few companies have been able to succeed in doing this. You don't search for it, you Google it, you don't take a ride, you Uber it. And the way in which we're going to do this is by becoming a marketplace for real estate agents. Our app facilitates gig work between agents. There's a smart social networking piece, as well as a vendor marketplace where real estate agents can reach real estate related vendors, anything from title, loan, home inspectors, and so forth. So there's a two-tiered problem going on in real estate. On a micro level, there lacks a lot of tools for the everyday agent. I remember being a new agent and feeling like, now what? Now what do I do? Where do I get started? How do I really do this real estate business? I also remember being a busier agent and juggling multiple open houses and clients and thinking, how am I going to do this all and still show up for my son's basketball game, right? So there wasn't enough tools to help me feel like I could really be successful at either time in my career. Then we have this bigger issue problem of the pivots in real estate. There's new iBuying programs that are really looking to threaten the role of the real estate agent. And so the question is, how do we show up? How do we show up on a daily level? And then how do we show up in a bigger picture way to really stay relevant? And I took all my failures, all my successes as an agent, and I poured it into a mobile app. And so, into a mobile app. So I became absolutely obsessed with this idea. I stopped working with clients. I won a small business competition to get our first version into the App Store. And, so the gig part of the app connects real estate agents so they can unlock properties and sit open houses for each other, make some money in between commissions and sit open houses for each other and meet potential buyers. It's really easy to use. Quick contracts between agents. And this is just our first version. So we're really looking to expand on a lot of these ideas. Our network part of the app connects real estate agents with each other. And you can review, follow, and there's so much more that we can pour into this part of the app. Our vendor marketplace allows real estate related vendors to have a space within the app so that they can reach agents. But this is really an agent-centered app. So agents can build out their team of professionals, closing gifts, anything from beginning to end of a transaction. So we are in this new space called a market network, and we're a true ecosystem that's self-surviving and self-thriving. And, agents pour into vendors and vendors pour into agents. There's easy workflow tools. And most importantly, there's identity. There's identity behind agents, behind users. I don't love that term because these are people like me who got into real estate to better their families, better their careers. And so that was really important to me when I was, coming up with this idea was how do I create more identity behind just agency? So I launched last year, brought on an amazing executive team, former VP of marketing of HGTV, CEO of public relations company, top producing real estate agent. We're just, a small but mighty team that's really focused on how do we make the best product for agents. So our revenue model is we're intentionally a dual revenue stream business because we want to add the most value to agents. So we do collect on a per transaction for the unlockings. And then our vendors pay a monthly subscription to be a part of the app. There's a lot of free value adds like the marketing, the networking, as well as sitting open houses for an agent is free. We've tried their traditional ways of marketing. What we found them to be the most successful is partnerships, really meaningful partnerships. We've partnered with top EXP brokers, and we found high conversion rates when we hosted brokers meetings, but this is where 10X comes in. We've lit that pilot light. We just need some gasoline poured on it to really make this a big splash in the industry and for it to be really successful. And we know that, what you're doing at 10X will just support that and facilitate that. So we have the foundation. We're really looking to build and scale and take this big. This is our current user map, coast to coast. And this is really meaningful to me because, these are people, like I said, like me, that are trying to better their lives. And when I look at my kids and I look at all my successes and failures, whatever it was for me to, build my real estate career and turn it into something meaningful so that I could bring more opportunities for more people to get into real estate and to be successful while they're there, then I know I've done my job as a mom and set an example for them. So we're just looking for a partner to really, get behind us and get with us to bring this to the next level.
Awesome. Great presentation.
Yes.
You could stop. Oh, yeah, keep going. If you have more, go for it.
Oh, no, that was just some testimony. It's okay.
Awesome. So, well, first off, congratulations on the progress that you've made. Exceptional. Who built this platform? Have you outsourced development? Do you have an in-house team? Did you fundraise? Speak into how you got to this point.
Yeah, so I actually went on Upwork and just found a husband and wife team in Chicago, and we hit it off. And so they've built the technology behind it, and it's just kind of like this basic platform now. And then to scale, we're going to have to move on eventually from working with them. And my dad is actually an angel investor in the company. And so that's kind of my beginnings. I poured my money into it, won the small business competition, got my dad on board to be an angel investor. And then I've just, taken it from there, just taking action steps every day to really make this thing come to life.
Good for you.
How many downloads do you have so far?
802.
And how did you drive those?
That was mostly, so we found a high conversion rate when we did the brokerage meetings, hosted the meetings, and the partnerships with our brokers, with our top EXP brokers. So they've had us on podcasts. I've been on many podcasts and just public relations, things like that have really driven the downloads. We also had an ad with California Association of Realtors, which proved to be successful. But when we did the, Facebook ads, it wasn't as, successful as we thought it would be. So we pivoted in the company.
And are they using it? Like, how often do they use it? So somebody downloads it. Is it a daily thing? Is it a monthly thing? Do they just download it, but there's not enough features yet? So speak into the actual use of the platform from these 802.
Thank you for asking that, because that's an important part on where we're really sitting right now is we're getting downloads daily, but in order for this to be successful, you have to have like a high concentration of agents in one area. And that's, we have that user map coast to coast, which is so awesome. But there's not enough agents in a single area to be able to see the real success of this. And it's like that question of volume versus like, just individual downloads. And so we're seeing people put out requests, but we're not having the requests filled because we don't have the volume to be able to support it yet. So we're kind of at this like really pivotal point where we're trying to gain traction, but we need it to be bigger. We need to have more voice.
This is agent facing only at this point?
Agent facing only. Yeah. And that's a really unique space because there's been other single use platforms in this agent to agent space, but nothing that's like as comprehensive as Unlockbox.
Got it. And with regards to the potential revenue model in the future, how do you see that unfolding? I know that you touched on it a bit, but like speak into at scale, what's the revenue model?
Yeah, so at scale, we do collect on a per transaction 15%. So each agent, there's a minimum $30 between each agent, plus a 15% fee sent to Unlockbox. So, $4.50 per unlocking. And open houses are free because that's the way I found the most success as an agent, was sitting open houses. And I will sit behind that. So the unlocking's 15%. The vendor marketplace, we have anywhere from $100 to a few $100s based on the geographic range that the vendor wants to reach. So, a home inspector is going to want a smaller radius than someone selling a closing gift. They can do the whole United States and, eventually internationally. So that's the revenue model. There's a lot of room for growth, especially in the monthly subscription model. That's where there will be really consistent monthly income and yearly income. This as a really high potential when you multiply those numbers by, 2 million, 4 million, and so on.
So speaking to the user for a minute, so is there any competition right now that you see, or you're kind of creating a new market for this in some ways?
So there is competition. Single-use platforms like Showami, they are doing showings between agents. They don't have the open house feature. There's not really a social network that's really directed towards real estate agents. And there's not a vendor marketplace for real estate agents. So there's a single use. So there wouldn't have to be a lot of education on that part of the app. And then it all kind of just flows into each other because it's like that ecosystem. So the market's there. It's not loud enough. It's not big enough to make a really, meaningful splash in people's lives.
Yeah.
So what keeps you up at night?
All of it, all of these ideas, if I'm being fully transparent, I wasn't the most successful agent. I, was juggling a lot in my life. My mother-in-law and I were a team. And I sometimes feel like, who am I to build this app, right? I wasn't for Forbes 30 under 30 and, things like that. So that's really what keeps me up. And then I think, I'm the perfect person for this because I understand the struggle. I really get it. And, what keeps me up at night is how am I going to make this as big as it needs to be so that I can feel like I've succeeded in my mission.
What do you do when doubt shows up? I'm sure you've had some doubt over the years. Yeah.
Well, I think you have to just, come up with plan A, B, C, right? And just kind of lay it out and figure out like, hey, as long as I'm going on the right track and there's believers, right? I mean, that was my next question to you is, what are the comments from the users? Like, how are they raving fans? Are they like, what do they think?
Yeah, so we've had some really, really great testimonials from users. Inman Magazine called us a smart real estate side hustle. Top producing real estate agent in Los Angeles was like, this is better than a full-time assistant because they can just use it when they need to and they don't have to commit to an assistant. The EXP model really fits on Lockbox because it's the cloud brokerage. So a lot of EXP agents are really happy with it. It's been really humbling to take an idea and like flesh it out and then have so much support behind it because it's like, yeah, something like this really does need to be big. So that's what we're seeing. I think users now are used to having the flashy, the done apps, the Facebook apps, the Instagram apps. And so that's kind of like a little bit of the leveling up that we need to do. We need to bring the technology up a bit to be able to, reach that. And, we have the strong branding, we have, great team, we have partnerships in the making. And it's just like leveling up the technology to be able to for it to be like that fantastic product.
The verb, like you said. So let's see what our audience thinks. What are your thoughts on Unlocked Box? What are your thoughts on this idea? Should we move forward in due diligence? So, Tony, you've heard a lot of pitches. What are your thoughts on the pitch? What are some feedback that you can share here with Rachel?
Well, I love the name.
I
think she's got a strong chance of that becoming a verb.
Thank you.
Other than buying a lot of houses, I don't know much about real estate.
Yeah.
But it seems like it solves a lot of needs. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Steve, what about you? What are your thoughts on the pitch? Any feedback?
I would say definitely feedback. I took a company like yours to market from the advertising marketing standpoint a couple of years back, maybe about 4 years ago now. The founders, her passion, her drive for what she was doing and why she was doing it. She was a stay-at-home mom who was basically doing, like these cooking little shows at her house. She was doing like selling clothing and like all these at-home businesses, and she couldn't figure out literally how to get audience and how to get people to follow her. And she started this on social media and built this company up to a remarkable company. All the different focus groups we did, everything we did with her, it always came back to she had to be on air. She had to be presenting, pitching, showing, you did a phenomenal job. You're very passionate about what you do. You come across very humble, which is phenomenal. But she was the rising star. She really was the catalyst behind the company. And that would be a suggestion to you is is make sure you keep putting yourself out there. Put yourself out there and tell people what problem you were solving for, what issue you solved for, and why you did it. I think your story tells volumes.
Yeah, I also don't want you to doubt yourself anymore, right? The fact that you did struggle in residential real estate is your motivation to now do this so that you can build this thriving career and be a mom and be a significant other and that's a very empowering story. Right. I'm a yes to go into due diligence. I'm very impressed with what you've been able to accomplish. As someone that's non-technical, that just had a dream, you went on Upwork, you found people that you could at least convey the vision to that was willing to do it. You put your own resources in, so you have skin in the game, you put your time into it, you got your father to believe in it as well. I'm a yes to go into due diligence. Congratulations, you did an absolutely wonderful job in this presentation. We appreciate you. Also, after commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur sharing their vision with us on what's on your napkin.
What if there was a simple business toolkit that got you paid by your clients, customers, and patients? What if you can set up your account in seconds and begin benefiting from all of the features in minutes? What if this entire platform is free? Business Toolkit is revolutionizing the way small businesses and sole proprietors are running their businesses by enabling you to manage your sales process from one platform from start to finish. Imagine canceling your expensive scheduling software, or discontinuing your clunky invoicing software, or eliminating your pricey task management software, and instead using one platform, your Business Toolkit, to drive your business forward. And don't forget, Business Toolkit is free. Sign up ASAP and begin saving money while you make way more money than ever before.
All right, we're back from commercial break. We have another entrepreneur sharing their vision on what's on your napkin. Please introduce yourself. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, I'm Jacob Domagalski from Poznań, Poland in Europe.
Also, what was your first name again?
Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob. So Jacob, you have 5 minutes. Please share your big idea.
I want to share with you my vision of the world's future. Imagine what would it be if from the very first deposit you paid, someone would offer you to buy Bitcoin, invest in Uncle G Capital, or in startups like Zoom or Slack. What pole position would it be to start with the passive income, literally using money which most of the folks say that they don't have, but they pay anyway? After 10X conference in April 2021, I was shocked at how many things I didn't know about money. I started educating myself about investment, cash flow, and debt. Every knowledge I got led me to the one conclusion: cash is crap. Last year, I was participant of Young Entrepreneurs Exchange program, and I landed in Berlin, working with the blockchain-based software company. I've been renting apartments since 2011, but for the very first time in my entire life, I felt like paying a deposit and letting money lay on the ground is a crime. I met the first landlord and I offered him that we will buy Bitcoin instead of the cash. If it goes up, we split the profits. If it goes down and damages happen, I will pay the difference. He made a sour face and did not agree on my proposal. To the next homeowner, I proposed the same, and he was very enthusiastic about it, and we earned €18 each after just 1 month. I needed to change my flat once again, and to the third landlord, I offered the same deal. He agreed to my idea, but after he went traveling, he forgot his authentication device, and he did not manage to buy a Bitcoin. We could earn €200 each at that time. We both agreed on idea, but because of technological capabilities, we couldn't make it happen. Then I got this thought: what if I will make it easier and give the opportunity to share profits not only for me and the landlords? What if I will give this opportunity to every tenant and the landlord in the world? And that's how the idea of Deepcoin comes up. I want to be in the first row when it happens. My idea is to take deposit money and use it to serve people around the world. I want to create a service and use money that people think they don't have and bring the profits to both sides. Because of my financial knowledge, I was broke in the past. I was broke when I had money, and I was broke when I didn't. And I am an ambitious person who wants to help people like me and many more. I want to invest their deposits with professionals who makes money through the real estate, crypto, businesses. For tenants and landlords, It's an opportunity to gain interest on money they are already spending. For partners of my idea, is a new channel of promotion of their product. People who will see results on the small scale will be more open to agree when it comes to the larger amounts. My go-to-market strategy is focusing on innovators, 2.5%, focusing on innovators. 2.5% of people who are ready to break the status quo and who have societies around them. Data of homeowners is right after the corner. Simple Web Scraper and Zillow, and we have data from all over the United States. Same thing applies to any country with the internet. I have the chart, but we have in the top 15 countries with the highest ratio of the tenants to owners, we have 300 million tenants as a market size. 2.5% of them, it's 8 million people who I estimated that with the proper marketing, proper credibility, we can be our target in the first year. My moonshot is to manage all deposits in the world, to manage all rental deposits in the world, and to bring the profits for landlords and the tenants and to the commission and money to us. At the end, if we agree on working together, my big dream is to get 10x credibility. You are already helping people. You are already helping businesses, and you are already making money to the real estate. What could happen if we offer our services to the people around the world?
Awesome. Great job, Jacob. Appreciate it. What's your background? Like, what have you done to get to this point? What do you do in your career?
I was background in tourism, but then I switched after COVID. I switched my career to the technology. And right now I'm working with the sales and marketing. I have a small sales team under my protection, let's say. I believe in sales. I start to learn sales from the Grant Cardone. So everything I knew before that, I just throw to the trash because he taught me how to sell in the real world.
Okay. And where are you in the process with this vision? Is any of this done, or is this just an idea still? Like, have you assembled the team? Have you gotten deep into the specific needs that you have? Like, speak into how much depth you've been able to create around this vision.
Well, so far I have to admit that this is Napkin idea. What I did is a market research about what the problems are on the market, what the problems are with the tenants and the landlords, how I can approach them with my solution. So after I did the background, I think that this is possible to bring landlords and the tenants to the one service which they both earn money on the Bitcoin.
Okay, so I don't fully get this. I think we all might be a little bit confused. So tell me if this is what I heard, and maybe everybody heard something different. So somebody puts down a deposit on a rental property. So they have to put down the first month, the last month, security. Your vision is to take that deposit and buy something on the blockchain with it, so it starts earning income for both the renter and the owner. Is that true, or that's not true?
Well, imagine an escrow model when there is one party and the second party, and there is one in the middle, and we are the party in the middle. I want to work with the professionals from real estate, cryptocurrencies, from making business, from merchant acquisition, and this money which are currently on hold and no one is using, they are just going with the inflation. They are going down, can be invested all around the world. Of course, it's not like I'm the person who will be take care about this money. My company will be, but I want to work with the professionals like Grant Cardone, like for example Ken Mack, and all people who know what they are doing. I want to bring them capital.
So if I'm the end,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
You go.
If I'm the end user and I'm putting a deposit or maybe earnest money on a property, I'm using Bitcoin or some type of cryptocurrency to do this?
Well, you can use cash. You can use cash, which you are using every time when you want to rent something or when you want to buy something.
My cash then.
What?
If I use cash, what do you do with my cash?
Yeah, so I will take your cash and invest in the real estate or cryptocurrency. It depends on the market. It depends of what we see the potential of the money can grow.
The end user as well. Say
What?
there's upside for me as the end user. Say I pay my earnest deposit with crypto, and it goes up. We both win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What happens if it goes down? You mentioned earlier that you cover that.
Yeah, well, of course, investment is always risk, but the same laying money without any protection against inflation is also risky. And
I guess I'm not seeing, Jacob, why do they need you though to do this? Like, what if the owner of the property were to just say, hey, you have options here. Your deposit can go into a savings account that's going to earn nothing, or we can put it into some form of crypto, and there's a chance we could lose, but there's also a chance we can gain. Like, what do they need you for? Like, I guess I don't see what role you play in this.
I believe that in the micro scale, the one owner will not make this decision because they might be not trusting their thoughts or their experience. But if there is go micro scale, whereas the big fund which actually protect this money, and there is people who are known that they already multiplied money to the real estate or to the crypto, or to the make investment in the business, this may be for him much easier solution and much easier to make a decision that he wants to be participant of this program, of this service.
Got it. Let's see what our audience thinks of your vision here with regards to whether or not we should move in due diligence. Before we go there, Steve, any feedback on the pitch?
I mean, the pitch is good because from the standpoint that he, on his feet, when he had a little bit of a problem with the technology, you were able to articulate what you're doing on your feet, and you kept your cool, which is good for sure. Cool.
And Tony, what are your thoughts on the pitch?
I think you have good presence. You're certainly passionate about your product. I think you really need to clarify your message. I think that will help a lot.
Yeah, I happen to agree.
Okay.
I love your presence. I love your passion and your knowledge, but I'm still not clear on the problem that you're solving and why we would need to build some technology around the solution. I believe this is just a choice that the owner makes and the potential renter would make. And maybe I'm missing it, but that's not my problem. That's the fact that it wasn't conveyed well. So I'm a no for due diligence. I'm a yes as you as a human, so don't take this personally. You did great, but we don't really understand the problem and the solution, and for that reason we have to pass, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck. And thank you for coming on What's on Your Napkin. So there we have it. We were 1 for 2. I said I thought we'd be 2 for 2, but we were 1 for 2. So we had one entrepreneur we said yes to, and we had one that wasn't the right fit, mainly because of the clarity around what they were sharing with us.
Yeah,
but
he was asking us to climb Mount Everest, and we needed at least 3 escalators.
Yeah, something. And maybe there's something huge. This is one of the challenging parts at the napkin phase. Like, the entrepreneur has to be able to convey what they do in a few sentences. Yeah. Like, we always know in the first 30 seconds whether this is a yes or a no. We can just tell how they start. We can tell their swagger and their certainty. And we had that with Rachel, right? Rachel's all in.
Rachel's great.
Rachel's all in on her idea. Like, we don't necessarily have the experience in the space that she does, but we don't need to.
Right.
Like, we know that she does. She knows what the problem is. But what about Rachel in particular stood out to you?
Well, I think definitely her passion.
Yeah.
She's solving to me, it's always about solving for a problem or an opportunity.
Yeah.
So she's solving for a problem, but also an opportunity, right? The real estate industry is very antiquated when it comes to technology, unlike the automotive space that we're used to. So any technology you can bring to real estate, there's so many realtors, I think it's very scalable.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on how she went to market so far, partnering with EXP and some other leaders in the industry?
I think it's great, and I think that's going to be the way she needs to bootstrap it.
100%. That's how you scale, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's one relationship away from a positive explosion. You just never know where that one relationship
she has multiple revenue streams
Yeah.
already.
And she got her father to believe in.
Yeah, exactly. Bring
It's
your
awesome.
family in, that's big.
Yeah, and Jacob, like we were talking, it's more about a clarity thing. It might be the greatest idea ever on the show, but if it can't get conveyed, there's no way that we can move forward. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for being on. Your presence on here was awesome. Your insight, your questions was fantastic. I hope that you enjoyed as well. And I hope that you took my challenge from the start of the show. Don't just be an observer here. Don't just be part of the audience. I can guarantee you have a tech idea right now scribbled on a napkin. And my challenge to you is head over to pitch10k.com and fill out the application. Takes about 5 minutes, our team will review it, and if we see potential, you're gonna get a chance to pitch on the show. You're gonna have a chance to share your vision with us. And I hope that when you show up as the right person with the right idea and the right market and the right business model so that we can say yes to you. So with that, thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.